So, Miss Rissa, I'm so glad to have you on our podcast today, Coffee with the Founder. Very rarely is coffee actually taken in on this show, but that's okay. We're sticking with the coffee name. You are the CEO and founder of Fish Audio, and you're doing quite a lot in the AI space as it relates to voice. So I'm excited to chat with you today. Thank you for being here.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yes. What are we solving, would you say, with Fish Audio? It's in the AI voice space. It's about being realistic, but tell us more because there's a lot of people in the voice space right now as it relates to AI.
Yeah. So we started this company right about a year ago. Uh, it's original from our hobby project, which is a side project,
Uh-huh.
and by my co-founder Rissa Cao, who's the chief scientist of Fish Audio, and this was he built out an open source project
Mm-hmm.
to build the most human realistic voices. The reason being like the entire team here are many of us are anime fans, otakus,
Yeah.
who immerse ourselves in the virtual world,
Uh-huh.
virtual world. And what we're thinking is the gap between human and AI is actually the voice part, which is it really carries lots of emotions. Where you
Mm-hmm.
feel trustworthy, you feel that someone reliable, you want to
Yeah.
chat with, and that can provide you with companionship. That's where we originated, and then along the way, this is like such a year for voice. We just see more and more adoptions in the voice space. People are competing on like different like I would say type of matrix for voice. Like usually
Mm.
when you evaluate a voice model, you care about the voice quality, voice similarity,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the latency, the stability of the model, as well
Mm-hmm.
as the word error rate, the accuracy of the model, many different things, and naturalness of them. And many of them are actually pretty subjective. Even there are like different types of TDS arena that existed over the past years, but none of them are actually be able to represent how a human preference would be, because you and me, every single human being, have a different preferences on
Of
voice.
course.
You might be preferring a voice that's more of a calm voice. I might be
Sure.
preferring a more like a happy, excited voices. It's just like
Yeah. Different
really
tone, different thing. Mm-hmm.
different differences. And we actually built out this entire ecosystem around developers, creators to begin with, for them to actually help us, to work with us, deciding what their real human preferences. We call it preference alignment in post-training in
Mm.
terms of model space. And that's
Preference
how we
alignment.
build
Yeah.
our model, make it super realistic and that really align with real user preferences.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that overview. So right now it's the 16th of July, just to be clear, and on your LinkedIn it says July 15th, a year ago, is when you officially launched this. That's just from LinkedIn. So it's been literally 1 year that you've had this entity in creation. In this year, what have been the biggest ahas for you?
Yeah. I think we went through many things over the past year. Not sure if sometimes there are like very much challenges. Like there are situations that we weren't sure if we're able to keep operating the company, and
Oh,
there are also times that we just we were able to do this surprisingly. Like
yes.
wow. So I think first of all, like the first aha moment is when we first launched the model. Um, S1 last year is the first model in the world be able to support open domain emotion control. Open domain emotion control, basically you are using natural language in bracket to control the emotion deliveries of the model,
Hmm.
like excited, speaking confidently, pauses. Those are the basically emotion tags you're able to use.
Oh, I see.
It's like you're directing a digital voice actor, which we were
Yes.
pretty proud of. And after that, we went through few iterations in terms of like identifying who our ICP is, our
Mm-hmm.
user groups, who we are targeting, and
Mm-hmm.
experimenting different type of users, how they are reacting towards our model, and then making decision in terms of the direction where iterating and fine-tuning our model towards. We did lots of optimizations in terms of model latency. We achieved breakthroughs. We did lots of optimizations in inference efficiency as well, the token efficiencies. We did lots of optimizations around like our enterprise models, where they really cares about the pronunciation accuracy. They
Mm-hmm.
really care about like different like edge cases, the bad cases, the hallucinations that potentially happening with the model. That's something we achieve some breakthroughs as well. And also for content creators, we made the model much better at following instructions than any other models in the market, which are some of the aha moment, which I think I have a high level direction. That's where I wanted, but I wasn't sure if I'm able to achieve it. But because I think me and my co-founder, my team, we
Yeah.
believe this is something that we need to invest, we need to work on, and we started solving this problem nobody ever solved before, and we were able to
Mm.
be successful at achieving those. Those are some of the aha moment, and obviously there are days and nights that we were staying up really late working on
Oh
some
yeah.
problem, and then realized, wow, we solved this.
Yes. Isn't that fun when you realize the miracles you've already done and endured? Frankly, I like to tell the team, Risa, sometimes like you've already endured 100% of everything you've been through. 100%. Same for you. You know, you've gone through 100%. You're still standing. You're still here. You're still everything. Okay, let's go back to the ICP because you were talking about how it's for creators. You're yourself a creator in the entertainment space and so forth. So, what today or who today is the target you're going after? Do we think?
Yeah, I think today would be more around developers and
Yes.
enterprises. And I would say we really started off from like the creator circles. We
Mm-hmm.
started on open source. There's many of the open source indie game developers, content creators, audio content creators that are using us. And gradually, because of the many, so as of today, there's not a very clear distinguishment between creators versus developers. I sometimes call them all like builders because many of the content creators are using cloud, using different skills to complete their content creation workflow. They're not just going to one content creation panel to do all the editing themselves. They're actually using many automate pipeline to calling out our APIs to do the voiceovers for the video content that they're generating. So from that piece, I would see starting from like a more like entertainment based like content
Yeah.
creators and game developers to, and then we until we start serving Hagen, which is one of the earliest enterprise customers. Really appreciate their belief. We don't even have enterprise customer in place. We don't know what is MSA at the time we were serving them, and they were
Oh,
started off as I would say like just like any other developers. But the more we engage with them, they give lots of feedback to us to iterate our model, and we actually feel, oh, okay, they want to sign a contract with us, so we can start serving enterprise. Oh, there's zero data retention, there's DPAs, there's BAAs, there are all the
yeah.
tools and HIPAA compliance where we need to get to be able to sell to enterprises, and that's where we kick off for our enterprise selves.
Mm-hmm. And I have heard that you were quite the seller on the enterprise side, Risa. So what I would love to hear, because you have sold truly, as it's been disclosed publicly and elsewhere, like millions and millions of dollars in sales yourself. You were quite the salesperson. What would you convey to other founders listening to this of your best practices to get the enterprise sale done?
Wow, that's thank you so much for the compliment. So I think
You're welcome, but it's
yeah,
also, yes, this is
yeah.
predominantly known. So
Um,
this is why this company is doing so well,
I think
among other things.
surprisingly and luckily, I was able to sell many of these enterprise deals, and that became a quite bit of our revenue.
Mm,
But frankly speaking, I didn't come from a sales background myself.
yeah.
The
You
only
have a master's in computer science, information from Columbia. I mean, it's not, yes,
yeah, so
sales background at all.
I was working on more towards a product, or I would working more towards the developer ecosystem as well as things more around the creator side,
Yeah.
rather than on the enterprise side. But I think I heard this a lot from many of the enterprise who buy from me. They said um, they never see someone, a founder, selling their product with such passion. So I'm very passionate about the product I'm selling. So that's basically,
Yes.
I don't have a playbook when I first started selling. I get on the calls, just like we are today,
Yeah.
and then they ask me many questions. I just answer
You're
the
like, let me tell
question.
you, this is it.
Yeah. But I think so. First of all, I think because we really have really good models, and we're in a very good time for voice adoption. So that actually made the sale process become much easier. So people who come to me, I genuinely just want to introduce my product
Yeah.
and tell them like what are the best practices,
Mm-hmm.
the things that we can do, we cannot do, and gradually they test our model, they like it, they convert to become enterprise customers. And as of today, like as we're scaling the enterprise sales team, so um, as of this month, we actually have two new enterprise sales AEs and one BDR
Perfect.
onboarded, and we are actually setting up a more systematic enterprise sales function right now.
Mm.
I think previous sales is because we have great, it's more like PLG motion drive, so
Mm-hmm.
product like growth, like coming from inbounding
Yes.
referrals. And
Yes.
I think when as they are trying to scale, they want the SLG, the sales level, that they talk to me. So just naturally, and I know my product very well and I'm very passionate about my product. I'm able to sell to them. But as we want to grow to our next phase, I think we
Mm-hmm.
need to actually build out the team um, more systematically around enterprise sales.
Mm-hmm.
And also our buyers mostly are product managers,
Yeah. See,
product leaders, as well as
well,
like
it's
CTOs and like VP of engineering type of persona.
I'd say really you're such a technologist enthusiast and you are a product person. So speaking to other fellow product people is an exciting conversation. And that probably spurs then the enticement of go like, oh, go try out the model yourself, go and see, report back. I'm the one who's in it. I built it and so forth. So there's nothing like founder-led sales, particularly when you also have such a nerd who loves the space and is in the weeds with it. I think that's one of the biggest successes. So cheers to you, Risa. This seems to be working. Be
Thank
obsessive. Be obsessive is the bottom line, I'd say. And enthusiastic. You know what? Also, Risa, enthusiastic. Enthusiastic. Yes, you would think, oh, so many founders. Yeah, you should love what you're selling and stuff. But man, I don't know if it's fatigue or what it could just be personality for some founders. There's like a dispassion or just a madness to meh, just kind of like, yeah, and this is what we do and this is what we build. And I'm like, it's your baby. What's going on? I can't be excited for you if I'm not excited. I'm the PR person. So anyway, good on you, Risa. I'd say good on you. Okay, maybe in the realm of just being a founder, being a CEO, is there, I've called this or I've asked people of like, have you had a hack? Have you had an unlock? I know you mentioned earlier, like the unlock moments that have occurred in the company, but for you specifically in your perhaps leadership and growing this team.
Yeah, I think I experienced few unlocks over the past year, which I feel really lucky about.
Mm,
Specifically around building out this team, I think I feel extremely lucky and
mm,
rare that I was able to have the best co-founders I've ever dreamed of working with. Two of my
mm.
co-founders, they're extremely introverted, but
Yeah,
extremely talented, and they're like top of the world research genius I've ever met in my life. And they're
that's awesome.
extremely bold and very passionate about the research breakthrough they're able to achieve every single day. Secondly, is along with my two co-founders, we were able to build and ship pretty fast. We were able to assemble a pretty strong team with like research engineers as well as like different type of full stack engineers as the early days. And that those are the people who believe in us. We feel really lucky to be working and building our dream towards. And most recently, obviously, I also make mistakes in terms of hiring, but over
We
the
all do, Risa. Isn't that the fun part?
yeah, I realized the type, really learned what are the type of talents I want to be working with, the type of person that we are able to achieve progress together.
Hmm.
And lucky enough, I have like a few critical hires, core team members. We're like our team culture is, I'm telling people like we're still early, we're pretty flat, we're like a soccer.
Everyone's, yeah,
Yeah, everyone have their positions and everyone needs to be delivered. If they're not playing a good role on their position, then someone else will be replaced, even
that's
like
right.
CEO
That's
as
right.
myself as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was lucky enough, like I was able to find the best people in the industry to be able to working with me, and they're
Hmm.
also very passionate about solving all many of the ambiguous problems and the challenging problem that we're working on together.
Mm. It is who you work with. This is my biggest thing. If you're not having a good time with the
Absolutely.
people you work with, you're doing something wrong as the founder, because guess what? You're the one who got all these people there. So that's good. Rissa, you mentioned a bit on the culture you're building. Okay, it's very early days, of course, and who you're looking to attract culturally. So what is it, would you say, for Fish Audio that you're looking for? That's the person that I want here. And the reason I ask that is, at the earliest stages, it is so critical to have the right people in place, because it's the scaffolding for the whole enterprise. Once you have, 2 people, 20 people, and so forth, it's more and more difficult as you pile on people to shift then the culture, because it's just much larger. So for you, what is it that you're looking for that goes like, this is my person. This is how I know.
Yeah, I think first of all, like as a startup, like so everyone, especially the critical team member we hire, I think most importantly, which I learned is like someone that I need to be able to take ownership.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by taking ownership, they need to be responsible and reliable and responsive. So this is very important for the early days. Secondly, is I think someone like I work the top players on the team members, because startup world, the AI world is just so dynamic, it's ever
Yeah,
changing. So
everything's
people need
changing.
to embrace changes. I think people are more adaptable and be able to embrace changes are the ones, the top players that are on the
Mm-hmm.
team that I work with as well. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a very open-minded and I'm pretty like flexible in terms of like trying adapting to new
Yeah.
things. So and
No,
things
I
are
have.
always constantly changing. So it's
Yeah.
important that people that are I'm working with are able to appreciate or be at my pace when there's changes happening, we're changing, we're pivoting directions. And lastly is I think is people who are reliable in terms of consistency, consistent delivery.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone it's very easy, like you come up with a strategy, but for people to actually you get the result, you need to have the most dedicated people to get this in action. So actionable people who are actually putting things in result. You're not just proposing or raising problem, but you're also come up
Solving it.
with proposal and get this solved. And you can try as we encourage people to try as many solutions approaches as you can, but in the time you're trying, you need to be learning. That's also very important.
Mm-hmm. Mm. To round us out for then today, Ms. Rissa, what are you learning? Not in the AI space, of course, not in how you're running necessarily the company, although that could be interesting. But what would you say you are learning right now, like this month, July?
um I think so I learned like everyone has a gift, so everyone need to be self-aware, understanding what your gift is, and also be able to understand, don't let you go. Very many people like they have a high ego and they identify themselves or position themselves something,
Mm-hmm.
but that might not be actually what you're good at doing, or that's like it's just like a little bit between the self-awareness as well as like how you are managing your egos. We are all confident, we're all like passionate about we're working about, but also you need to be able to manage your egos. So when things you need to get your hands dirty to get on something, you need to do them to be able to deliver the result, as well as understanding along the way you are learning, you know what you're best at doing, position yourself. We
Mm.
don't always need to like push ourselves in the way we are changing ourselves to be a completely different person, but it's
Mm.
important to understand what each of our gift is and then be able to maximize our gift.
So well said, Rissa. Find the gifts in people, or as Jensen from NVIDIA says, I will torture you into greatness. I think the mod on that is, I will torture you to find your gift to this organization. But anyway, thank you for being on today, Miss Rissa. This was fun. I feel the enthusiasm in you. Fish Audio, everybody. This is for voice AI. If you need some emotion in your voice AI, this is the company to look at. Thanks, Rissa.
Thanks, Beck.